logically, you know the right thing. You want to do what's best for yourself. You want to optimize your life. You want to be efficient. You want to be productive. You want the best version of you. And yet, once again, today you've woken up late. You didn't take the supplements you said you were going to take. You didn't hit the gym like you said. You didn't read that book. You didn't go and try to ask that girl out. You didn't post. So many things we want to do aren't getting done, yet we want to do them. So why is this happening? What is this yucky tension of I want to do this and yet I'm not doing it? This has been what has destroyed my life. And I think it's genuinely like a 6-figure mistake. If you're an entrepreneur, like it's a 6-figure like error and lesson to learn. You are logically trying to agree with this ideal, this premise, this value, and yet emotionally and your limbic system, a completely different part of your brain than the logic and ethics and morals and values that you're coming from your prefrontal cortex. Your limbic system is what animals operate off of. Limbic system is all self-preservation, going, I want sleep, I want food, I want territory, I want status, I want dominance, I want to procreate, I want, and it's like, it's a drive, right? The back of your brain, the least evolved part that every animal has, what you can call chimp brain. This chimp brain is just self-preservation. It does not care about the future. It cares about right now. It does not care about your values, ethics, and morals. It cares about me. It does not care about spiritual anything because it is dumb animal chimp brain. Okay? The problem that you're facing is that this part of the brain, which is your emotions and your self-preservation, is much more powerful than the logic part of your brain. And so even though you want to do these things, somehow you find a way to get yourself out of it. Even though you said you're going to eat healthier, somehow this one time, all right, it's fine. You know, there's this tension going on, and I don't have an answer for you. What I do know is that just by recognizing that this is happening, oh my goodness, this is lizard brain telling me I shouldn't go run right now. This is lizard brain. Of course it doesn't want me to go run. Of course it doesn't want me to burn calories. It wants to conserve calories, store fat, and stay safe and warm and inside. Of course I don't want to get out of bed. It's early. Of course my brain is going, you're tired, you can do this later, you don't have to do this. And all those things are right, but I recognize it's lizard brain doing the lizard thing. I say lizard brain, chimp brain. I like lizard brain. Lizard brain because it's a dumb freaking lizard just going, I want to stay inside. I want to be warm. I want this. And when you recognize that that's what's happening, but then you come over top of it and go, that's understandable. That makes sense for self-preservation. It makes sense why this part of me, this self-preservation, the safety, the comfort part of me wants this. But that's not taking into account my goals, my ideals, my future. So even though this is saying I want this, I'm going to do this instead. Because this isn't taking into account my true desires. So just literally, like I said, I don't have an answer. I just know that for myself, recognizing, oh, that's lizard brain, is helping me make a conscious decision. Because like when you're just defaulting to lizard brain, it's not a conscious decision. This isn't thinking about the future. This isn't thinking your week-long plan, your month-long plan, your year-long, your 10-year. All it is thinking is right here, right now, I want this. You can't listen to that, right? So, yeah, that's the tension that is going on, and I'm recognizing it, right? All my life I kind of thought like, okay, there's some mental, like I've got some stuff, like, and maybe there's a separation of personality, like could be BPD, could be MPD, it could be dysrealization, it could be, because there's many things I experienced like in my past, kind of going partying and stuff, and thinking, man, I'm just experiencing lasting effects of that. Maybe it's like trauma from growing up, maybe it's childhood struggle, maybe it's like unresolved things within myself, man, maybe it's spiritual, maybe there's some sort of affliction from the enemy that I'm going through, maybe it's chemical brain. It has to be, right? Because it's in my brain, but like it's my soul. This has just been helping so much. So like, it's really simple. One part of me, the other part of me, recognizing the part that both parts play and that they're important and necessary. But this part should make certain kinds of decisions. This other part should make other kinds of decisions, and letting them make the right decisions and learning how to recognize what's happening and switch to the right one that needs to make that decision. You don't really switch to your limbic. It kind of just happens, you know, like a lion comes out of the bushes and you're like, it's like limbic, right? But you might get in an argument and it feels like you're fighting someone in a minute, and then now you're like, backed against a corner in your limbic, when in this situation you do have a choice, and you should realize, I'm not being attacked right now. I'm able to, and you're able to move over to let this one carry the weight of this situation and make the decisions it should, rather than act rashly, emotionally, and out of self-preservation and protection, right? So, like I said, don't have an answer. I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there. A path that I'm starting to steer down. I've talked about, like, in Building in Public series, which I'm kind of still doing, kind of not doing. I don't know. If I'm doing these daily, I guess I'm going to share updates at the end of the thing. Where I say I'm going to wake up, I say I'm going to do something, I say I'm going to do 75 hard, I say I'm going to do a schedule, and then I don't do it. And I've felt very alone and felt like very down on myself, like guilty and ashamed, and have many times not turned on this camera because I didn't want to have to admit what I've been struggling through and how I've failed, right? But what I'm experiencing now is that it's a very common thing for many people to deal with this exact thing, and we aren't necessarily, it's a dysfunction, right, of being, but it's not necessarily an illness, and it's not necessarily and it's definitely not something that has to be a permanent brokenness. The many things I've tried to solve it haven't stuck, haven't been super helpful, and I felt very lost and hopeless in many ways. Whereas this, now I'm like recognizing, like, wow, like this is exactly what it is. My emotions are my driving factor. So when I don't want to wake up early, guess what I don't do? Wake up early, right? I say for the day before, I'm going to do this logically, right? I'm gonna do this, because it's best for me, it's good in the future and this, and then I wake up 5 a.m. and guess who's in charge? Lizard brain. I don't want to do this. So then what do I not do? Whatever I don't want to do. I do what I want, and then I don't do what I don't want. Lizard brain, right? But I can't let lizard brain make those decisions. So anyways, super stoked about this. Now that I see this, I feel like my eyes are open to like Hormozy and Goggins and Jocko and freaking Rogan, like all these guys going, freaking even Vaynerchuk, Mel Robbins. Like these people are explaining that you have to overcome lizard brain. And now I feel like I see like I don't know, you know when your eyes are open and it's like, it's been there the whole time, oh my gosh. It's like, that's what this is doing, it's smacking me in the face. So I wish I could give you an in-depth like dive in. I know in a lot of ways I probably sound like a moron sharing some of these big words that I'm saying because I don't even fully understand them. What I do know is that I'm diving into it and I'm learning about it and I'm excited for it. So for those of you that are here for the journey, I'm stoked. I'm super stoked. And I hope you are too if you've been struggling with these things. So what I'm going to read, if you guys want to jump ahead of me, I'm reading, I want to read Effective Neuroscience. It's actually on Jordan Peterson's recommended book list. I'm going to read The Chimp Paradox by Steve Press, I think. Yeah, something like that. Steve Fields, I don't know. Chimp Paradox. He's on Diary of a CEO podcast like 4 or 5 years ago. So that's a really good one to start. The first 10 minutes of that podcast will it'll feel like it's speaking to your soul. It's really, really cool. Then I want to go through this other one on cognitive, I think it's mind over emotion or something. I can look at it real quick. Cognitive behavioral therapy. And then there's something else like ACT, which is acceptance and something therapy type stuff. So very, very, that one's more technique focused. of like recognizing, okay, I'm in this right now. How do I recognize, how do I get out of this? Because you literally have blood flowing to a certain part of your brain that needs to flow to other areas. And that changes what is making the decisions, essentially. So it's cool. It's cool. I don't know. I'll keep sharing with you guys as I go about this. But yeah. Peace. Love you guys. Oh, update wise. So I'm in a completely different place. Surprise. I'm in grandma's house because it's cold, kind of checking on the house, seeing how things are going. 1. 2, I went to a ENT consultation for my nose. I've got a deviated septum. As you can see, it's very curved, right? This nose is going to be straight. It's going to look like this instead. Okay, it's going to be cool. Now, I'm kind of worried about it because I feel like my face in general is kind of crooked, but I don't know how much of that is just, like, I feel like my face just kind of shifts this way and then my nose is like this way. I really don't know. We'll see. Like, does it not look like that? Like, I feel like here to here and here to here like isn't equal. Like, if I go my inner here to here, and if I go here, like inside of this to my lip, I don't know. Maybe it is. In my, like, I don't know. I'm worried, I guess. That's what I'm saying. Because I feel like my nose might be fitting for my face. Because many people don't even realize my nose is twisted. But I'm worried if I straighten this out, it's not going to fit the rest of my face. So, honestly, a bit, like, kind of worried. But it is what it is. Most importantly, I need to be able to breathe. I would not be doing this if that wasn't a problem, right? My nose up here is, like, weird, and then it comes all the way here. So this needs to come up to open the flaps. So this has to be impacted. This has to be broken, and then the turbinates inside have to be done. So I will literally be in a face cast. I don't know if I'm gonna make these videos when that happens, but we'll kind of see. I think I'll just do this as like a life update thing, because this isn't like a lesson sharing too deep of anything that could be useful, just of this is what's going on right now. So yeah, anyways, love you guys. Catch you guys soon. I'll keep you updated. Peace. Love you guys.